Hi guys, I'm back. Okay, so today we're gonna correct the exercise I've given you on the courseware. It's kind of easy. I'm gonna go with you step by step. So the first question was to determine the demand equation according to the schedules I've given you. Okay, so let's start. The demand equation is written as P is equal to AQD plus B, B being a constant. Okay, first thing we do, we calculate the slope, which is A. So calculating the slope A. The slope is the change in price, delta P, over the change in quantity demanded. And the result has to be negative for the simple reason the demand is always downward sloping. Remember that? Okay, so we're gonna take 10 minus 4 over 0 minus 300. Okay, 10 minus 4 over 0 minus 300, which is going to give me 10 minus 4, that's 6, over minus 300. I'm going to simplify by 3, and it's going to give me minus 2 over 100. Okay, so that is my slope. Now I have to determine the constant B. So how am I going to do it? First, I'm going to rewrite the equation with the given slope that I just calculated. Okay, minus 2 over 100 times QD plus the constant B. Okay, now I'm going to take a point, the one you prefer. It's exactly the same thing. If I replace by this one, it gives me automatically 10. It's obvious. Replace by 0, it's going to give you 10 is equal to B. But I'm going to take this other one so that in case I don't have the 0 in QD, I know what to do. Okay, so I'm going to take 4 is equal to minus 2 over 100 QD plus B. QD, I'm going to replace it by its value, which is 300 times 300. I'm sorry, there is a lot of noise here. Usually I do my videos at night, but today I really want to sleep early, so I'm going to do it now. So let's calculate this. So 300 over 100, that would be 3. 3 times minus 2, that would be minus 6. So 4 is equal to minus 6 plus B. I'm going to put this one over here. So 4 plus 6 is equal to B. So 10 is equal to B. And that would be my B. So I have my A over here. I have my B over here. Now I'm going to write the equation. The equation would be P is equal to minus 2 over 100 QD plus 10. That's your results. Okay? Now, could you please take a screenshot? Because I need my board to do the second equation. To do the second equation, I'm going to cheat a bit. Yup. Let's try. Okay, you took it down. You took a screenshot, I hope. As I told you, I'm going to give you the phone number. You certainly already have it, because I guess you checked the courseware before logging in. Okay, now I'm going to determine the S equation. I'm going to keep everything as it is. My neighbor is talking really loudly. Okay. This is not here, so this I can redo. Okay. Now for the S equation, we're gonna do exactly the same thing. So first we're gonna calculate the slope, A, which is delta P over delta QS. So let's see, we're gonna put 10 minus 4 over 400 minus 100. So 10 minus 4 over 400 minus 100. So 10 minus 4, that gives me 6. And 400 minus 100 gives me 300. I'm going to simplify by 3. It's going to give me 2 over 100. The first one was minus 2 over 100. This one is 2 over 100, positive. The slope of the supply function is always positive. Let me just check if I'm recording. Yes, I am. I had a doubt. Okay, so now we're going to rewrite the function with the slope. So 2 over 100 times QS plus B, another B. Now we take a point, the one you prefer. I'm going to take 10 again. No, earlier I took 4. Now I'm going to take 10. So 10 is equal to 2 over 100. What's the quantity at 10? It's 400 times 400 plus B. Okay, so 10 is equal. 400 over 100, that's 4. 4 by 2, that's 8 plus B. So here it's 8. Now 10 minus 8. Oops, come on, be nice. 10 minus 8 is equal to B. 10 minus 8 is 2, so 2 is equal to B. I'm going to rewrite it here in case you don't see it. B is equal to 2. So I found the slope, I found B. Now what I have to do is rewrite my equation. So P is equal to 2 over 100 QS plus 2. Okay? So that's the supply equation. Take it, take a screenshot because I have to move to the next question. Oops, this one was question 2. 2 here. Done? I can't pause because in order to pause the video, I have to download a little app because there is no pause button in my phone. I hate it. No, I love my phone, except for the pause thingy. Okay, this is done. Moving on. So I do have my equations. I'm gonna rewrite them. I don't need this for now. I'm gonna need it later. In question 3, which is determine the equilibrium, okay? So, question 3, so many pens. Question 3. Determine the equilibrium. So here what we're looking for, it's PE and QE. Normally, well, the price at equilibrium and the quantity at equilibrium. Okay, let's start. What do I know? I know that at PE, we have, what was the demand? Minus 2 over 100 QE plus 10. And at PE, we have 2 over 100 QE plus 2. Because because the point of equilibrium, if I have Q here, P here, I have my supply, I have my demand, the equilibrium is here. It belongs to both curves at the same time. Okay? So these are equal. Simple calculation. So I'm going to put the supply over here. This is my supply, this is my demand. So 2 over 100 QE plus 2 is equal to minus 2 over 100 QE plus 10. One unknown, easy calculation. Let's do it. I'm going to put this one over here and this one over here. So it's going to be 2 over 100 QE plus 2 over 100 QE is equal to 10 minus 2. Okay? See what I did there? Easy. So 2 plus 2, I'm going to put QE in common and calculate the rest. So it's going to be 4 over 100 QE is equal to 10 minus 2, which is 8. It's going to give me QE. I'm going to do this. You know it. So QE is equal to 8 times 100 divided by 4. QE is equal 8 divided by 4, that's 2, times 100, that's 200. That's my quantity at equilibrium. Once I find the quantity at equilibrium, simple, I'm just going to replace it in any of the two equations to find the price. I find it easier to replace in the supply because it's positive. Okay? Let's do it. Look at my hands now. Is this blood? Oh, I'm dying. No. Okay. So I'm going to take the supply. So in order to find PE, I just have to replace QE by its value. So 2 over 100 times 200 plus 2. So I'm going to simplify the 100. It's going to give me 2 times 2, that's 4, plus 2. So PE is equal to 6. Okay? To check it, I'm going to replace in the demand. It should give me 6 again. So here is my demand. So if I put 200, 200 divided by 100, that's 2. 2 times minus 2, that's minus 4. Minus 4 plus 10, that's 6. So it is correct. Okay? Take a screenshot and let's move on. I'm trying to go faster because my videos are so long, it takes me hours to upload them. So if you have any question, do not hesitate to use the phone. Okay? I'm going to continue. Question 4. Question 4. Let me check. Question 4 would be, let me check. Find the equilibrium, it's done. Okay, what would happen if the price is set to, so price is equal to 5, what's the situation? Okay, the price is 5. 5 is below the equilibrium. The equilibrium we found was 6. So what I know is below the equilibrium, I'm going to have a shortage. So I know it's going to be a shortage. But I need to calculate it. So to calculate it, I'm going to divide this into 2. You don't have to do it. But I like doing it this way. So I'm going to have my supply over here and my demand over here. So what's my supply? P is equal to 2 over 100 QS plus 2, and my demand was P is equal to minus 2 over 100 QD plus 10. So I'm going to start with the demand. I'm sorry, with the supply. So I'm going to start with the supply. What I'm looking for is QS at price 5. So I'm going to replace the price by the value given. So 5 is equal to 2 over 100 QS plus 2 and calculate. So 5 minus 2 is equal to 2 over 100 QS. So that would be 3. 5 minus 2, 3 is equal to 2 over 100 QS. I'd rather write it the other way around. It's easier on me. 2 over 100 QS is equal to 3. That's the way I'm used to work. Okay, so QS is equal to 3 times 100 over 2. 3 divided by 2, that would be 1.5. 1.5 by 100, it's going to be QS is equal to 150. That's my quantity supplied. Okay? Now I'm going to look at the quantity demanded. I'm going to do exactly the same thing, but looking for QD. Let's go ahead. Take a look at this so that you can follow me over here, because now my head is going to be here. Look at this. This is what you're going to look at for 2 minutes or more. Okay, 5 is equal to minus 2 over 100 QD plus 10. So I'm going to put this one over here and this one over here. This way I make it easy on myself. You move here. So 2 over 100 QD is equal to 10 stayed in place, and I'm bringing 5, so minus 5. So 2 over 100 QD is equal to 5. So QD is equal to chup. So 5 times 100 over 2. 5 over 2, that would be 2.5. 2.5 by 100, that would be 250. So QD is equal to 250. Now what I have to do is calculate QS minus QD. If the result is negative, it means I have a shortage. If the result is positive, it means I made a mistake and it's a surplus. Now it has to be a shortage because we are below the equilibrium. I'm going to do it over here in this little space I have in here. Okay, weird. So I'm going to write it in black so that I don't lose you somewhere. You move. No. Okay. QS minus QD is equal to, okay, 150 minus 250, which is equal to, I'm sorry, I don't have space to do it differently. So 150 minus 250 gives me minus 100. So the result is negative. So I have a shortage, and that's what your comment is. Shortage of the absolute value, because the negative sign is the word shortage. Shortage of 100 units. Okay? Done? Take notes or a screenshot, because I'm going to use the same board. I'm cheating again to do the other question, which is what would happen if the price is set to 7, I guess. Done? I'm smiling for the screenshot. Okay, I'm out of the camera. You can take it without my face on it. Moving on. is equal to 7. That would be question 5. Same question, what would be the situation if the price were set to 7? Now 7, it's above 6. Remember, the equilibrium price was 6. So above 6, we would have a surplus. So we know the answer. It's going to be a surplus. But we have to prove it. So surplus. Surplus. Okay, I think I'm going to delete this and do it more efficiently. Do you remember efficiency? With the same resources, I'm going to try to produce more, the maximum I can. Does it remind you of something? The PPF? So same resource, which is my board, I'm going to do it with a new technology, writing smaller, and I'm going to produce more. Yeah, I'm mumbling. I'm going to stop now. Okay, so I have my supply, I have my demand. Now I'm just going to replace the price by its value of 7. So 7 is equal to 2 over 100 QS plus 2. I'm looking for QS. Right now it's going to give me, see, I'm using less space now. 7 minus 2 is equal to 2 over 100 QS. I'm going to rewrite it my way, which is 2 over 100 QS is equal to 7 minus 2, that would be 5. From there, QS is equal to, okay, same thing, multiply by 100, divide by 2. So QS is equal to 5 times 100 divided by 2. QS is equal 5 over 2, that's 2.5. 2.5 by 100, that's 250. That's my quantity supplied. Okay? Now you're going to admire the back of my head again, because I need to come here and calculate my quantity demanded. So I'm going to do the same thing, replace by 7 and calculate QD. Minus 2 over 100 QD plus 10 is equal to 7, okay? Which is going to give me 7 minus 10 is equal to minus 2. I'm going to do it the other way so that I have positive numbers to avoid mistakes. So I'm going to put minus 2 over 100 QD over here and 7 over there. So minus 2 over 100 QD, if I bring it here, it's going to become positive. So 2 over 100 QD is equal to 10 stayed in its place and then minus 7. So I'm having positive numbers instead of negative numbers. Easier. Okay, so 2 over 100 QD is equal to 10 minus 7, that would be 3. So QD is equal to 3 times 100 divided by 2. Okay? 3 over 2, that's 1.5. 1.5 by 100, that would give you a QD of 150. Okay, so I have QS and I have QD. Now I'm going to calculate QD minus QS and see what's happening. So what am I saying? It's not QD minus QS, it's QS minus QD. We agree we can do it the other way around, but the easiest way is QS minus QD. And I'm going to give you some rules to remember. So QS minus QD is equal to 250 minus 150, which is going to give me 100. That's a positive number. So a positive number means we have a surplus of 100. Okay? Now the little rules I wanted you to know. We're always going to use QS minus QD in my class. So, first case, you have QS minus QD is less than 0. In this case, you have a shortage. So when it's negative, you have a shortage of the absolute value of QS minus QD. Okay? Because in the word shortage, you have the negative sign. Okay? Now, if you find that QS minus QD is equal to 0, it means that QS is equal to QD, isn't it? This only happens we are at equilibrium, okay? It happens only at the intersection point between the two functions, so it is an equilibrium. Equilibrium. And then the last one, QS minus QD is greater than 0. It means the quantity supplied is bigger than the quantity demanded. Here we have a surplus of QS minus QD. The result you find is going to be your surplus. Okay? Take this down, take a screenshot. If you want to take me with in this picture, no, you don't want me there? Okay, here I am, not there anymore. Take your screenshots. Okay, now I need to move on. Done? Okay, I'm gonna erase everything. I'm so much used to working on computers that I always say delete, but today I said erase. Yay, I'm making some progress. Is the back of my head okay? Hi. Okay, moving on. I'm sorry. With me being in prison right now, as all of you are, I'm getting crazy. What is the other? Oh, assuming the demand tripled. So assuming the demand tripled, determine the demand equation. That was question 6, I guess. Determine the demand equation. The demand equation. Now, in order to answer this question, we're going to use the demand schedule we had at the beginning. So I'm going to write it here. And I'm going to add a column. So I had price. I had the quantity demanded, QD. So price was 10, it was 0. And then at 4, I think it was 300. Now, I'm going to calculate the new quantity demanded at each price. The mistake I've seen 100 times is multiplying the prices by 3. No, you multiply the quantity demanded by 3. At each price, you're going to see what happens to the quantity. It's going to be a shift in demand. So keep the price as it is and calculate the change in the quantity demanded. So let's see. This is going to be QD prime. Is going to be QD times 3. So 0 times 3 is going to give you 0. 300 times 3 is going to give you 900. Okay? Take this down because now I'm going to make it smaller. So instead of writing QD prime, I'm going to write QD, but with the numbers that we found here. Because it's a new demand, but the quantity demanded name is it's still QD. So, okay? So I'm going to put these numbers over here. Create a new demand schedule. Agreed? Let's do it. So 0, 900. 0, 900, and I'm going to work with the new numbers, 900. And we're just going to do what we did in the first question. So determine the demand equation. I know that the demand is written as, of course, we're working with straight lines. So this is the way a straight line function is written. So first thing, determine the slope. The slope, which is A. So A is equal to the rise over the run, which is delta P over delta QD, which is 10 minus 4. You could do 4 minus 10. It's the same thing. So 10 minus 4 over 0 minus. If I start here, I finish here. So I start at the same point and finish at the same point. So 0 minus 900. Be careful with that. Okay, 10 minus 4, that would be 6. 0 minus 900, that would be minus 900. So now I'm going to simplify by 3. It's going to give me minus 2 over 300. Okay? That's my new slope. Now I'm going to use it to rewrite my equation. So P is equal to minus 2 over 300 QD plus B. Okay, we already have the B here because if we replace by 0, it's going to give us 0 here. So 10 will be equal to B. But I'm going to do it using 4 in case in other exercises you don't have the 0. Okay, so now we're going to look for B. What is the value of B? Let's do it. We're going to replace with the values of this point. So 4 is equal to minus 2 over 300 QD. I'm going to replace it by 900. Always forget this part. Times 900 plus B. I'm looking for B. Okay, 900 divided, I have to rewrite. So 4 is equal to 900 divided by 300. So I take out the zeros. 9 divided by 3, that's 3. 3 times minus 2, that's minus 6. So minus 6. 4 is equal to minus 6 plus B. Okay? Put this one over here. 4 plus 6 is equal to B. So 10 is equal to B. Here you go. Okay? So that's my B. That's my A. Now I can rewrite my equation. So your solution is P is equal to minus 2 over 300 QD plus 10. Notice that you actually multiplied the denominator by 3. You divided the slope by 3. Okay? You took a screenshot? Oh, you want me out of the frame to take your screenshot. Huh. I'm leaving. Okay then? I'm coming back. Okay. Do I have to calculate the supply equation? Good question. What happened to the supply? Nothing. Nothing happened to the supply, so it's still the same supply. We only have the demand that changed. So, what happened here? Q, P. I had a supply. This is roughly what's going to happen. I had a demand, and now the demand has moved, G prime, okay? So I had an equilibrium here. Now the next question says, determine the new equilibrium. So the next question is to find QE prime and PE prime. From this supply and demand diagram, I already know that the next price is going to be higher and the quantity, the next one, is going to be higher, okay? It's just a way to check your results. When the demand increases, you have an increase in both price and quantity. Moving on. So now they're asking me to determine this equilibrium. We're going to do exactly the same thing as we did before, but now we're going to use the old supply because the supply didn't change with the new demand. Moving on. You took your screenshot. You didn't want me in the frame. I hate you guys. No, that's not true. Okay. Here we go. That was question 7. And determine E prime. Of course, we're looking for QE prime and PE prime. Usually we find QE prime before PE prime. So what do I have to do? I have my supply at PE prime. It's going to be a normal supply. What was it? 2 over 100 QS plus 2. And I also have my demand. So PE prime is equal to minus 2 over 300 now. QE prime. Yeah, this is E prime, by the way. QE prime, PE prime, QE prime plus 10. So I just rewrote my equations using the variable P and replacing it by E prime. So PE prime and then QE prime. I hope you're following me. Okay, now I do have an equality at equilibrium, so I'm just going to rewrite it with the equality. So 2 over 100 QE prime plus 2 is equal to minus 2 over 300 QE prime plus 10. So I'm going to move this one over here and this one over here. It's going to give me 2 over 100 QE prime plus, because it becomes plus here, 2 over 300 QE prime is equal to 10, stayed in its place, minus 2. So here I'm going to multiply by 3 to have a common denominator. So it's going to give me 6 over 300 QE prime plus 2, my plus QE prime, plus 2 over 300 QE prime is equal to 10 minus 2, that would be 8. So 6 plus 2, that's 8 over 300. 8 over 300 QE prime is equal to 8. Hey, easy calculation. So QE prime is equal to 8 times 300 over 8. Chup, chup. QE prime is equal to 300. Okay? I want to be in the picture. No? Oh. Okay. Take a screenshot. Now I'm going to calculate PE prime. PE prime, very easy. You just replace in any of the two equations to find it. I'm going to replace in the supply function because it's a lot easier. There is no negative sign. So PE prime is equal to 2 over 100 times QE prime that I found here, 300 plus 2. 300 divided by 100, that's 3. 3 by 2, that's 6. 6 plus 2, 6 plus 2. Okay, so PE prime is equal to, 8. And here you are. Okay, another screenshot? No? Go ahead, take your screenshot without me. And I'm gonna move on to the last question. No, the one before last, because we also have to plot. But the plotting, I'm gonna give it to you. I did plot it on my computer, so it's a lot better for you to see the details. So I'm not gonna do it here. So for this video, it's gonna be the last question. Do I erase? Erase, not delete, yay! I remember that. Last question, they're asking me what's gonna happen with price 7. So question 8. At price 7, what's the situation? And compare. Earlier, price 7 was higher than the previous equilibrium. Okay, equilibrium price was 6. So above, it was a surplus. But now the equilibrium is 8. So now 7 is below the equilibrium, so we know it's going to become a shortage. Okay, it's going to will become a shortage. We know it, but we have to calculate it. So, do I need to calculate the quantity supplied at 7? Quantity supplied at 7, I already calculated it previously. The supply didn't change, so I already have it. QS was equal to, I don't recall, it was 250, yeah? That was my quantity supplied. Let me just check my calculations. At 7, yeah, it was 250. Okay, that's a 7, Amy. Here you go. But I need to calculate the quantity demanded. So, because I have a new demand equation. My demand equation is minus 2 over 300. Now it's no longer 100. QD plus 2. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to replace the price by 7 and calculate the QD. So 7 is equal to minus 2 over 300 QD plus 2. I'm going to do my little thingy where I put this one over here and this one over here. Am I having a problem here? Huh, I have a problem. Yeah, I do have a problem. It was plus 10. Yeah. Amy, wake up. Okay, that's my demand equation. I put a mixture between the demand and the supply, and it was harira. Now it's working. Okay, 10. So I'm gonna put this one over here and this one over here. It's good that I found my mistake this time, because in the other video I made a mistake between 18 minus 6 while it was 18 minus 16, but I got the right result, which was 2. Anyway, I guess you saw that mistake and you fixed it. Don't tell me you didn't fix it. You didn't fix it. No, you fixed it. I know you guys. Okay, let's move on. Here. So it's going to be 2 over 300. QD is equal to 10 stayed here. Please stop bothering me. 10 minus 7. So it's going to give me, what am I doing? Okay, 2 over 300. QD is equal to 3. So QD is equal to 3 times 300 over 2. So 3 by 3, that's 9. So it's going to give me 900 over 2. So QD will be equal to 440 40. Okay? So now I have to calculate QS minus QD, apply my rules, and I'm done. Okay? So QS, I did it using this one, the black one. So QS minus QD is equal to, so QS 250 minus 450, it's going to give me minus negative 200. Okay? So if it's less than 0, if it's negative, it's a shortage. Okay? So it became shortage of, what is the absolute value of 200? Of 200, while it was a surplus before. While it was a surplus of 100. Okay? Guess what? We are done with the exercise. Take a screenshot. I lost something in here. You took a screenshot? Done? Shall we say goodbye? Oh, I want you to meet my dog. Yeah. Say hi to my friends. Say hi. This is my dog. Say you love them. She's kissing me. Okay, take a screenshot. I guess you want her in the screenshot. You don't want me. Huh? Oh, she wants to get out. Okay. Oh, let the dogs out. I gotta go. I'm turning crazy in this prison. Let's plan a prison break. Please, a prison break. Please. No. Bye-bye, guys. I hope you're all fine. Please, as usual, text me, send me messages, tell me that you're okay, that all your families are okay. Okay? Love you guys. Bye-bye.